What do I think about Duolingo after 500 days of using it? Is it efficient for language learners on intermediate level? Let's talk about this in this video. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oli, and on this channel I make videos about languages, traveling and life in Finland. In this video I want to share with you my experience of using Duolingo for 500 days and also some of my tips on how to study languages consistently. I've been using Duolingo from the very beginning of studying Finnish, and now on Duolingo I'm doing Swedish, Finnish and Japanese courses. For what language learners would I recommend Duolingo? Well, I think it's perfect for beginners because it helps to build this habit to study consistently, and in my opinion it's one of the most important things when it comes to learning a new language. In my opinion, Duolingo cannot make you fluent in a language, but it definitely can give some necessary bases, and I think it's a good start for learning a new language. What types of tasks are there in Duolingo? Lessons on Duolingo help to develop all four main components in learning a new language. It's reading, writing, listening and speaking. And if you're a beginner, it's a great way for you to develop all of them simultaneously. How to stay consistent? Forming a new habit is not easy, and forming a habit to study consistently can take a lot of time and efforts. Now I want to share with you some of my tips on how to study consistently. The first step, to have a strong why. If you don't know why you're doing this, why do you learn this language, it will be so easy for you to give up. Maybe you want to study abroad or move to another country, or maybe you're just a language geek like me. It doesn't matter actually, but you have to decide it for yourself. Why you're doing this? Why do you learn this language? The second step, make a conscious decision to stay consistent. It can be not very easy to follow this decision, but as I've mentioned before on this channel, I believe that discipline is more important than motivation when it comes to learning languages. Choose a time of the day when you're learning a language. For example, you can do Duolingo lessons before you go to bed or when you have breakfast. I think it's important to choose time that is comfortable for you. And also remember that streak is just a number, and this streak system is only a tool to support your consistency. How long does it take to build a new habit? I've made the research and I found out that in average it's 66 days. But actually this amount of time can be different for different people. I will put the link in the research that I've read below in the info box so you can check it by yourself. Is Finnish language course good for studying? I believe yes, but unfortunately it's too short in comparison to other more popular languages. I really hope that the developers will add something in it, because I completed all the lessons in Finnish course and now I'm focusing more on other languages that are interesting for me. It's Swedish and Japanese. I think that for language learners on intermediate level, this Finnish course is too easy. So if you are already on this level, maybe it doesn't make much sense to start this course. But if you're a beginner in Finnish, then I highly recommend you to try this course. Are there any mistakes in courses? Well, I can tell only about Finnish course and Japanese and Swedish courses. I don't see any mistakes because I don't know so much of these languages. But being already on intermediate level of Finnish, and when now I repeat something from the previous themes, I've started to notice some mistakes. For example, a word hot dog is translated literally as kuuma koira. But as far as I know, in Finnish there is a special word for hot dog. It's näkkösämpylä. If you're a Finn or if you know Finnish, so please write your opinion below in the comments. Am I right or not? If you're a beginner, you may just not notice these mistakes because you don't know how to do it right. If you have a teacher to whom you may ask, is it right or wrong? If it's different from what you've learned before, then I highly recommend you to ask your teacher. Or another option, if you don't have a teacher, you may ask someone in an app that is called Hi Native, where you can leave your question and native speakers will answer your question in written form. Is it necessary to buy Duolingo Plus? In my opinion, it's not necessary. Now I'm using a free version, but I've tried Duolingo Plus and I must confess that it saves a lot of time because you don't have so much advertisement. Honestly, now Duolingo in a free version has much more advertisement than when I started to use it. Am I going to continue doing Duolingo lessons? Of course, because especially when you're learning several foreign languages at the same time, as I do, you need to sometimes stop and come back and repeat something that you have already know. And I think it's another great benefit of using Duolingo. Do I have a concrete aim, the amount of days that I want to achieve? Well, I want to get 1000 days and then we'll see. Because actually I have 2 courses to complete and it's a lot of work to do, and then maybe I will decide to study a new language. It's very possible, so I think that Duolingo will be useful for me for a long time. So as a conclusion, my pros and cons in using Duolingo. Develops all 4 components of learning a language: reading, speaking, listening and writing. Perfect for a beginner's level. Helps to build a habit to study consistently. Helps to get necessary basic words and phrases. In some courses, in Japanese for example, there is a tips section which gives you some additional information about grammar. Duolingo is the easiest way to become acquainted with the language. And Duolingo is the easiest way to start learning a new language. There are some mistakes in courses. Some courses are not updated for a long time. Not very useful for learners on intermediate level. Not every course contains this tips section. For example, there is no such section in Finnish and Swedish courses. So when you're a beginner in your target language, then in my opinion, Duolingo will be very useful for you. For intermediate level, I think it's too easy, but it may be helpful in repeating some words and phrases. And actually, Duolingo is one of the easiest way to get acquainted with the language and start actually learning it in a very playful form. So if you doubt, if you don't understand, will it fit you or not, so I highly recommend you to try it, and I will put the link below in the info box, my invite link, so you can click on it and check Duolingo by yourself. If you're using Duolingo, so you're welcome to share your experience in the comments. It will be very interesting for me to know. So that's all for today. I hope that this video was useful for you. If it was so, you can support this channel by subscribing and pushing the like button. It will help this channel to grow, and also it will help more and more people to know about this channel. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a good day and see you next week in a new video.